Sawing, hammering, screwing. The BHS Devilbotz, Burlington High's Robotics Club, is hard at work building a new robot. Last week I went to see what the Devilbotz were up to as the students and advisors were preparing to show off their new robot at multiple competitions throughout the region. Despite the wintry mix that interrupted everyone's schedule on Tuesday, the Robotics Club was not taking any chances as they were trying to finish their challenge.
This year's challenge is called Steamworks. Essentially, you have this airship where you need to shoot large wiffle balls into a fuel tank in order to gain power, and then you also want to hang gears in order to kind of spin different rotors. And then eventually, at the end of the round, the more points you have, the quicker your airship takes off, and then you're the winning team. Our robot mostly hangs gears onto these little pegs, and then students pull those pegs up in order to move the gears and then attach them to, they're called rotors, and the more rotors that are spinning is the better. Another thing our robot does at the end of the match is that it attaches to a rope and climbs up and kind of activates a button, and that also earns you more points for the round. So we can do a little bit of shooting, but the main focus of our robot is to hang gears and to climb the rope at the end.
The Robotics Club has many different facets, and each member of the team has to take on an individualized role.
We have a lot of different working parts. I think maybe the most obvious is that we have a mechanical team who builds the robot. After that, we have an electrical team, which wires everything up and connects it. Our programming team writes all the code so that it can drive around and do all these different things. We also have a business team who works on getting sponsors and money and getting food for the team and all that. We have a competition team, which kind of comes up with our strategy for the game, and I think that's it.
Members of the club really enjoyed the process of building the robot and said they learned a lot while doing so.
Yeah, there's a lot that people can learn. I personally have learned a lot about leadership skills as I've taken on a new role this year. I've learned a lot about computer science and how I can best use that in real world applications like building robots, which is really cool.
This year I've learned a lot about time management, I'm going to say. I think we've had some problems with time management this year. I think that we definitely could have done better, and I think that we are doing better now that our first competition has finally finished and we have a chance to revise some of our things for our second competition.
You learn a lot at the base level about how to build something, how to design something, and it can't only look good in theory, it has to work in practice, which is hard when you have a lot of systems working together at the same time. But another really important thing you learn here is about how to work with other people, because you're on a big team. Because it's really easy to be in your basement building a robot, doing whatever you want, but when you have to work with others and you have to do a challenge where your robot breaks and things go wrong, you really learn about the real world and not just fantasy land.
The Robotics Club had to face many challenges throughout the year. One of the most difficult challenges they had to face was time management.
Probably the biggest challenge is the time. We only have 6 weeks from when we're given the game to when we have to stop working on the robot. So on top of schoolwork with the kids and sports teams and other clubs, working on this can be a challenge certainly, and then everybody gets tired towards the end. So I think getting everything in a timely manner is probably the most difficult.
Anusha, Ian, and Jake have been in the Robotics Club for quite some time, and over the 4 years they have been in the club, they have each gotten something out of the experience that will help them in the future.
So I want to study electrical engineering and computer science in college, so this is just down that alley. We do electrical stuff, we do engineering stuff. I mainly here have more of a competition role where I'm dealing with other people, which is really important to me because you don't design in a vacuum. So I work with others, I lead people all the time, and that's a lot of fun and really important to me as a learner.
Me personally, I'm actually part of the CAD team, and what that really helps with is just my own general mechanical knowledge, how to design something that's part of a team, as well as how to use specific software that a lot of companies in the real world use.
Me specifically, I'm learning a lot about leadership and computer science, which is very helpful because I want to be a computer scientist, and leadership skills are great for everything. So me personally, computer science is definitely very helpful.
From Burlington High School, I'm Robert Paris for B News Weekly.